Okay, step 14 here, we are going to work on employee analysis workshop uh, to use new two functions, a match and index. Match and index are two new functions. They're under the lookup and reference formulas. So there's an index here and the match, okay? Both the index function is says here in the description returns a value, okay, based on a row number and a column number, or with a row number also can be retrieved if you select only the row values. The match, it will return a position, okay, of the item in an array, okay. So in other words, if I have a table like this, just going to use this as an example, and I'm looking for the value in this range, in this array, I'm looking for to retrieve the value in this array for employee 00038, which is this here, okay, this employee, and the daily sales goal clubs, okay, so that's the index will return the value of 500. Okay, now if I change it to clothing, it's going to be 200. So you need to specify the row and the column to return the value. If you don't have the row and the column in static, you use the match, retrieve that. So this is what we're going to do in this cell. In cell J23, use the match. So a match function, it's like very similar to the lookup function. So you need to have a lookup value, okay, and the lookup value for, it's the value in a cell H, the category type H20. So that value in the range that you have on your table, it's F5. Okay, so these are the categories, F5 through F. Let me just start off over again. H20 match H20 with the range F5, only the range that we are looking for the item in, and 0 for an exact match. Okay, so this is gonna show that for that range, clubs, it's 1, 2, 3, right? So row number 3, 1, 2, 3. Now if I change clubs to shoes, it's gonna be 4, right? Accessories is 1. So it depends on the range you choose. So I will, since I'm referencing here, so I'm going to lock all the cells. So obviously the row number, since I locked all of them, is going to be 3 for all of them because I'm only looking for one value. Now the column number here, this is going to change because I have different employees here. So the match, now I'm going to look for the column number, which is these column numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my lookup value is the employee ID in where? In the range here, okay, for an exact match. So 00076 is going to be 1, 1, right? 1. 1. Okay. I'll lock because I'm going to copy and so this is, I want the lookup value to change for each customer, for each employee, but for the lookup array, I will lock that range. This is fixed. The lookup value changes from an employee, so you can see this is in column number 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the row number. And now if I have a row number and a column, so row number 3, 1, 2, 3, column number 1, so this should be, the first one is going to retrieve the value of 500, but I'm going to use the index. That's return, index will return a value. Okay, so my range is all these values, and row number, column number. That's how we use the index. See how it's return. I need to make sure I'm blocking the right, the index, the range, the index array. This will be locked. I will copy this. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, 3, 4, and this is how index return a value. Now, I'm going to change the H2. H2 is clubs here, and these are the values for clubs. I will change it to accessories. Okay, that's changed. So clubs, see how it's automatically, you can change and retrieve the sales goals for each category. Okay, next step 15. Also practice more on the index. Again, index, retrieve, return a value, match returns a position. So you use on the customer analysis worksheet. Okay, or work and fill out these cells using the index match. In cell B20, enter an index function, so it will retrieve again. So the range will be the my table A4 through G16, and I will just go ahead and lock this because I'll be needing to copy it and lock it. So use match, lookup value. This is interesting because it says enter an index function that will retrieve the customer ID of a customer with the highest total sales. If there is no highest, I just look for, or use the match to look for the total sales. But the highest total sales means highest. I'm going to use the max of what's the highest total sale, which is cell E, the max of this range. That's my lookup value, the highest. In where? Okay, in the same range. I just select for an exact. This will retrieve the row number. Now the column is going to be the customer ID, so match. Okay, this is the customer ID in cell. So cell A20. So look for the column, only the customer ID. Okay, so that's an 8. It's giving you the lookup value. Where we look for that, because I do have a range of. Okay, that's my range, and I would also lock this range for an exact match. Okay, so it's going to retrieve okay, in the range here, retrieve that customer ID for me. I didn't know what was the customer. I'm looking for that customer ID. Okay, that meets this criteria, the highest sale in the range of customers. So this is now customer. So once I lock, so I can, if I properly locked all my references. Okay. should be okay with that. Should be able to copy and retrieve the customer name, all the data for this customer, everything I need to know. Okay, so this is customer 3267, should be in here. This one, this is the customer name. If I'm retrieving the volume and also their total sale or his total sale. Okay, so using again a powerful index match lookup function, combine or nested functions to retrieve the best customer or most amount spent based on the criteria, because the highest sale within the customers. Okay. Okay, in the following step we use the VLOOKUP in the following, but we're going to switch to shipping cost. Okay, shipping cost here. Okay, that's the last page on this assignment. So there's two things we need to do. Use the VLOOKUP to retrieve the shipping cost. Okay, so I do have two tables: priority mail and express rate, and the shipping cost based on this. If I change this from one to another, it changed the value here. So I'm going to use the VLOOKUP. So the lookup value, it's going to be the based on the weight and the zone, I5. Now the zoning, I can just select the range, but I'm going to use a new function. It's called the indirect. Indirect. Okay, before I do that, let me back up. Okay, because when I use the indirect, I reference to a name range. So prior to this step, I need to create my name ranges. So the name range here, the first one, the shipping cost is the priority name range is cell A5. All this, create that, define, and give it, because I will need that. Again, indirect uses a name range, reference to a name range. And I'll do the same thing here. Define, and it's a new name range. It's express. Okay. Now I have two name ranges added. Okay, to my list, priority and express here, so it's there. Now I come back here because I'm going to need this value, so I'm going to go back to my function of a VLOOKUP based on the weight. Okay, now usually if I would type a range or an array, so I'm going to use the indirect powerful function. Return the reference specified by a text string. So this is going to be, I'm going to reference. Okay, what is the text is going to be? That the name range. Okay, I created, so so I can type priority or I can reference to that. Okay, indirect, so it's going to retrieve that. Okay, the column index number, see how it's very nested. I use the match function to retrieve the column index number, so it's dynamic all the time. Okay, based on the value, the zoning. Okay, so I have here, okay, in A4 through F4. Okay, for an exact match, I'm going to do approximate because I don't have all the. Okay,